if you are a dreamer, and even if you're not, this movie will make you dream. So the film that I'm going to talk about today is called I Can Only Imagine. All right, so let's get right into this. I Can Only Imagine. Let's talk about the story. I'm excited to talk about this film. Okay, so here's the thing, and this is based on a true story. I love films like this when they are done well. I'm not going to give it away. Okay, anyway, the storyline is there's this kid. So his parents don't have a very good marriage. His father is very abusive. He's like verbally abusive, and he kind of hates his life and takes it out on his son and the mother. Okay, so the mom, sends her son off to camp. When he comes back from camp, he receives a rude awakening. Spoiler alert right here. His mom has left and leaves him alone to live with his father, who was not only very abusive to her and hateful, he's very abusive to his son and hateful as well. Okay, so that's where the story begins. This kid, turns into a teenager, and he's just kind of dealing with life, and he's trying to do whatever he can to make his dad happy. And so what he does is he starts playing football. Football doesn't really work out for whatever reason, and somehow he gets into something crazy, singing. So what ends up happening is he writes this hit song. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the song. I vaguely remember the song, but Belle, she really, really remembered the song and remembered that it was a Christian song that was playing on all different charts because it was so good. So that's the storyline. Let's talk about the acting. The acting was awesome. It stars J. Michael Finley, it stars Dennis Quaid, and it stars Madeline Carroll. It also stars Trace Adkins. Trace Adkins, he did a good job as well, but all the acting was definitely on point. These guys played their parts to a T. I mean, it is almost like you were watching real life. Yeah, it was based on a true story, but you have to have actors that actually pull out the essence of the real life characters. They did an extremely good job. And Dennis Quaid, man, this is one of the best roles I've seen him play. I mean, he's played some crazy characters, and this is a crazy character too, but wow, like he really pulled this off. Now, it was directed by the Irwin brothers. I don't really know them. It's Andrew and John, but I mean, top notch. I don't know what else to say. I think they wrote the story too, I'm not sure, but they they did their thing on this. It's the kind of directing where, some directors are trying to do too much and you notice the directing more than you do the story. But sometimes you need that kind of director that helps pull the story out without really being noticed. And that's what they did. So hats off to them. These are the kind of films that you want to see that inspire you to do great things. This is why I got into making films in the first place. It's films like this where I was you can just see the emotion, the passion, you can see the complexities of life and the things that people have to deal with, and they're still able to overcome. And on a personal level, the relationship that the guy had with his father, Dennis Quaid, I mean, it was a really tense and abusive, early on. And then as he gets older, it kind of changes. And just, my father was a great man, and we had a great relationship, and I miss him dearly. And I'm just so lucky that I had, a caring, compassionate father that was always there for me. Everybody hasn't always had that. And so it touched me because I felt like I could, feel this guy suffering, and just, they showed how bad it can be when your parents aren't there for you. And, on the flip side, Belle, she felt this story as well because, some of the things that this guy was kind of going through, she could relate to a little bit. So, I think anybody, you got a father, you see this film, it's just going to touch you. How this happened, what this guy was able to do, if you are a dreamer, and even if you're not, this movie will make you dream. But especially if you're a dreamer, believe and have faith and keep going, and you just never know what's going to happen. So I thought this movie was going to be a Christian film in a sense of stereotyping, but some of the Christian films that I've seen, they're not as cinematic as some of the Hollywood films. And I'm not talking about the cussing and the sex and all that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about the way to tell a story, to really touch somebody's heart. This movie was great to touched my heart. It touched my wife's heart. So you should definitely check it out. If I had to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 9.5. So if you get a chance, definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed. All right, so until next time, I am Lad Marlon.